Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com, here for NTMarkets.com with your Wednesday morning pre-market webcast. S&P 500 E-mini futures daily chart, and what we're seeing, what we saw yesterday was some follow-through from the bulls. It was a slow, grinding day, kind of a stealthy little trend day there that had us making highs in the last hour or so of the day. It was a day that you could tell from the tape you had a lot of people fighting that short. So, I was telling my subscribers last night and this morning on the subscriber webcast that your typical trader dynamic this week is you miss the Sunday night dip, you wake up to a gap up, you chase your tail on Monday in a very tight range, low vol, chop you up type of a tape. You come in yesterday and you see potential resistance at some key areas, 94 to 96, and then you start to fight it short. And yesterday was the kind of market that could really get you buried short if you were willing to get buried. So right now we're pushing up against 2106, 2107, which has been a big number for us all year long, both as resistance and support. So I'll be very interested to see what happens with respect to 2106, 2107. I'm expecting off of the open to get a pop back up into that area for a test. If it holds, that's an area similar to 74.5 last week that you can really draw a line on and lean on that short, or if it pops up above and holds as support, you can lean on it from the long side too. Either way, it's a very key area. So everybody's waiting for the next piece of news out of Greece because, Yellen's testimony gets, the embargo comes off at 8:30 and the whole market just kind of shrugged its shoulders and we move on. There's bigger fish to fry right now. And the shorts have been fighting this since Sunday night, waiting for that next piece of news, and that next piece of news has not come. And the longs are in there, and they're dug in, and they're not going to budge off of their positions for much more than a small pullback until they get some news that moves them off. And if that news doesn't come, if the news is positive, then you have the potential to see, a decent move to the upside. But with respect to what's going on in Greece, you've got a ton of moving parts. I mean, the Greek parliament has to vote. Germany does their thing on Friday. And from a trader perspective, that doesn't really matter. I say it to you in order just to emphasize the fact that nothing has been resolved in one direction or the other, that you've got to control your size and you've got to control your risk. This is not the time to be making big bets one way or the other, planting your flag and saying we're going up or we're going down. It's not the way to go. It's still a tape where the bulls are going to have their time, the bears are going to have their time. You take your profits, get your risk out, and move on to the next setup. It's a decent trader's market. This week has been much harder than last week, but any week was going to be harder than last week. I mean, you're getting 20, 30, 40 handle swings in both directions. No matter how good or bad your entry is, you're going to make money, and then if it wasn't very good, the market's going to come back around and let you get out for free, and you'll probably still end up making money on the bad entry. So, you don't get weeks like that very often, and last week was definitely one of those weeks. This week, you see the volatility contract. You see tighter ranges, and you have to fight for your handles a little certainly more than you did last week. So let's see what happens with Yellen's testimony at 10 o'clock. And, be aware, we're still in a headline minefield. Be aware of what's happening with Greece. Watch 2106, 2107 on the upside. Watch 90 to 91 on the downside, and then middle band, and we'll go from there. All right. Everybody have a great day. Follow us on Twitter at Princeton Trader. Check out the website. Come check out the chat room. Come trade this stuff with us. Great time to start. A lot of new members, a lot of new trials, and we would love to meet you. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade them well, everybody.